hitting OMG hour.
Good evening, everybody. It is episode 308. I almost said 200. No, we're way past that.
You had them way off.
Yeah, episode 308 of the OMG Hour. Of course, we are your objectively memorable gadgeteers, and I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion.
And I am Tico, Mr. Second Place.
Hello, Tico. How's your week been? You just told me a few minutes ago, just before we recorded, that you are an angry man right now.
I'm on vacation right now. I had vacation days booked. I took my vacation days, and I have yet to really feel like I'm on vacation. I have had phone calls, texts, and emails for the last 2 days to deal with many things that have been very, very frustrating, and so. That's where we're at. I'm not feeling... Sorry?
Work-related?
Work-related, yes.
Oh, man. That sucks.
I am not feeling like I am properly on vacation, and I have this issue because when we go on vacation, we have to pass our team. I have a team. I have to pass my team off to another DM. I feel bad, and I don't feel right about handing my problems for somebody else to deal with. So I tend to answer my phone too often and deal with stuff. I should just turn it off.
Just
and
take vacation.
I should just do that. I really should. It's just because my company does not, they don't have somebody who's properly do that. It's just dumping my stuff onto somebody else, and I feel bad doing that with one of my coworkers, one of my peers.
Well, for the next hour, there is no work, just couch co-op.
Oh yeah. Watch this. I'm gonna send an email now. I'm gonna do it.
It's just couch co-op. You have to tell me what you've been watching. What have you been watching this week?
All right, so Stand Against Evil. Another 2 episodes popped in.
That show is like there's something. It's almost like more funny this season. Almost like it took them 2 seasons to truly get into that comedy groove. But this year, they're each episode seems to be kind of like a parody of something.
Yeah.
So the first one this week was a parody of monster movies, like Japanese monster movies.
Which was fantastic.
It was so funny.
Because the main protagonist Evie, her husband was back.
Yes.
Played by David Kocher. I can't pronounce his name.
Yes, I think he used to be in The Office.
Yeah, he was. He was in The Office. He was in the Anchorman movies.
Yeah,
he's a champ in the Anchorman movies. Fantastic thing where he turned into a giant moth creature, and it was like the best bad monster movie makeup you could get. It was fantastic.
Absolutely. And they had set up in the town, they had set up this miniature Miller's Lane. Is it Miller's Lane? Miller's something? The name of the town. Yeah. So they made up this miniature version, and of course, he's a huge moth. He's a man-sized moth.
He's a man-sized moth, so they are man-sized still.
So they're stomping through, and this other guy dressed as a gorilla, dressed as a gorilla, comes in, and they start fighting, but they do it like it's a monster movie, because they're wrecking the miniature village.
Yeah.
Right? But then they throw stock footage of people screaming, running and things blowing up. And
I love the opening.
Stock footage of some city.
Stock footage of a city. It's very funny. I think that's what they've done. They've gotten past their first 2 seasons, so now they're comfortable. It's like,
they're having fun.
If you're going to, like, anything we get past the second season, we weren't expecting. So anything that we get now, gravy. We were expected to be canceled after the first episode, so now three seasons in, they're just having fun with it, and it's great for us as viewers.
And then the 4th episode, and I won't talk about the story. I think the 3rd episode, one we just talked about, was better, but this one starts with previously on Stand Against Evil, and it just shows people sleeping or yawning or just walking down the street. It was like nothing substantial whatsoever.
It's just like, this is just stuff
Stan watching TV. It's like, so this is great. Basically a parody of Previously On.
Yeah.
So,
it was. I'm enjoying the show. I'm glad it's back. And I'll keep, again, 2 episodes every week, which is really nice to.
It is a funny, very irreverent, just hilarious show. Definitely worth watching if you love that supernatural. It's literally a parody of anything supernatural.
Yeah,
right.
X-Files, Supernatural,
everything. Like even the monsters are just parodies of monsters because they're not. Yeah. You can take nothing seriously on that show, and that's what makes it fun. This week's Titans. So we talked about Titans last week.
Yes.
This week's Titans introduced the Doom Patrol, which is
technically, I think we're talking last week's Titans because there is a new episode that just aired too. So
okay, so I'm talking about last week's. I guess
episode 4. We're talking episode
4. So it introduced the Doom Patrol, and it was actually titled Doom Patrol.
Yep.
And the Doom Patrol is a show that DC Universe is also doing next year, 2019. I think in the spring, they're going to bring out the Doom Patrol, and it takes place after the events of Titans.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool seeing them kind of introduce this Doom Patrol team on Titans, kind of get them established in that universe. It's nice to see that they're going to use a shared universe, much like the Arrowverse, for the television programs. Now, I've said DC handles TV better than they do movies, and I think, honestly, Titans is proving that, once again, that they are producing a better product on television than they have in the theaters.
Yeah, and that's all of their universe. I mean, technically, you've got your Arrowverse, you've got this new Titanverse that we're working with. You've got Gotham, which is a standalone thing, too, but all of their TV properties seem to be quite entertaining.
Good, yes, exactly. Now, here's what I find strange about the Doom Patrol that they introduced. When I was looking up some of the characters to find out who they are, because I don't know the Doom Patrol. I'm never
not that
read
familiar with them either. Like, I'm looking, it's like, okay,
who are they?
Beast Boy. I know Beast Boy.
Because he's from Titans. Right.
But then the rest of them are like, okay. And I will say that the one stuff with is it Robot Man?
Yes.
The one thing with him, that one, like, how when you talked about how Hawk and Dove's costume sort of took you out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, his robot makeup.
Well, he was literally just a robot.
It looks like almost like something that I would make out of cardboard and spray paint.
I know. But here's the weird thing about this. So they introduced Doom Patrol. Yeah. And they introduced what I assume is going to be the characters of Doom Patrol. And for the most part, they are. Yeah. Okay? They are the characters going to be in the show next year. But here's the weird thing. Some of those main characters, like the Doctor, is going to be... The Chief... is going to be played by someone else when the show airs.
Timothy Dalton has signed on to play that character in Doom Patrol. So,
but he's not that character in Titans, although it's the same character.
Yeah, and it's again same universe. My guess is that Dalton did not have time in his schedule freed up to be able to film an episode of Titans, and so they just said, okay, we're gonna get somebody else, and we'll basically try to sneak this in without anybody noticing too much.
But
I believe the rest of the characters are
no,
in it.
Not all of them. Although no, but it's okay that way because the ones who are being replaced are the ones you don't actually see because they're like Robot Man, for example, is going to be Brendan Fraser.
Yes, and he voiced the character in this episode.
He didn't. No.
No, I thought he did.
I
know
he didn't.
That he did.
No, he didn't. Not in Titans. Also, the guy.
Negative Man.
Negative Man. The guy. He's all in bandages, so you never see his face. He's going to be someone else as well.
Matt Bomber from White Collar.
Right.
And Chuck.
Exactly. Yeah. Was that was Captain Awesome? Is he Chuck?
No. He was Lance. Was it Lance? No, not Lance. Why do I keep saying Lance? He's the guy who sent the Intersect to Chuck originally.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
The college roommate.
Yes, right. Yeah, from the premiere episode.
Yes. And several other episodes, but yes.
So, I do find it strange, though, mostly that the Chief is going, who's almost the main character here, is going to be a different actor when the show actually airs.
You see that. I mean, this could almost be considered the pilot of the Doom Patrol, and we do see character change-outs from pilot episodes to everything like that. So I mean, that's what we can almost look at this as. My guess is that Dalton was not available to
that
film.
Could be.
They grabbed somebody that had a similar look and was going to go with that.
He seems like a weird choice, Timothy Dalton, though. Seems like a weird choice to have in a superhero movie.
It's an interesting thing, though, because that's Timothy Dalton was on Chuck as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they're pulling a lot of people. I mean, obviously, Ray Palmer from the Arrowverse and DC Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes.
Character was also on Chuck, so they seem to be.
Yeah. You're right.
Pulling a few people from Chuck.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course Zachary Levi is going to be Shazam, so that's DC as well. So
that is DC as well.
Yeah.
So
now now we just need the rest of them.
So now that DC obviously they're doing that, but Marvel just made some announcements this week as well.
Marvel made some great announcements this week. So it's been confirmed that Tom Hiddleston is going to be playing Loki in his own show on Disney Plus. So Disney streaming service, which comes next year, is officially named Disney Plus. And Kevin Feige, I don't know how to. So he's
beige, like beige, but Feige.
Okay, so he's in charge of the Marvel property films.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the one behind all the films, the Marvel films. What's awesome about this is he's also behind the Marvel programs on Disney Plus, whereas the Marvel programs on Netflix and ABC are not helmed by him at all. So this is very promising. This is why I think they're getting the same actors from the films to play those characters on Disney Plus, so that universe can be kept solid between the films and the shows. So I kind of wonder where the Loki show is going to go, because spoiler alert for Avengers, Loki dies at the very beginning.
We don't know. He is the trickster god. I mean, I'm sure there's something he could have. Here's what happened. Just before he died, he zapped his consciousness into another universe where he's going to be this show. Maybe
that's the interesting theory. A different Earth.
Yeah, or it could be, Loki the younger years. Who knows? Either way, it's going to be great.
Awesome. That is awesome news. I know so many people who love Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I mean, he's great. He is a great actor, and I love watching him as Loki.
And we believe I don't know if they've been confirmed yet. So we discussed the Winter Soldier and
Falcon
show,
as well as Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. So the fact that this one's been officially revealed now leads to us to believe that those other ones are probably to be revealed soon.
Exactly. Now, on that same note, for Disney Plus, very exciting news came out at the same time. I think it was just this morning, that not only is Star Wars going to get The Mandalorian, which we've already known about.
Which we already knew about.
They're now getting a spy thriller starring Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
Yeah, so a Rogue One prequel.
Diego Luna is going to be playing him again on the small screen. So yes, it's a prequel to Rogue One. Essentially the early years of the rebellion, and it's going to be a spy thriller with Cassian Andor as the lead role. This is actually very exciting to me. I think this is something I'd love to see. And that's what I really like actually about the Star Wars universe, is you can kind of make different types of shows set in the Star Wars universe, This is like Rogue One is an all-out war film. It's dark and gritty, it's a war film. Solo was a heist film.
Yes.
So this is going to be a spy thriller.
Yeah, I love the idea of that.
And then
I love the idea of taking these properties that we are familiar with and using them and making a different genre movie. Like I would love to see, and I read a book in the Star Wars universe. I think it was called, I can't remember what it was called, Dead something. But it was a Star Wars story zombie film.
What?
It was. I will get the name of this book for you. It's Star Wars. It's set in the Star Wars universe. It involves Han and Chewie. They're floating around and they see an Empire ship sort of scuttled, and they enter the ship, and it's a full on.
That sounds like something that would have happened in the EU. Which will they now call Legends. So that Legends is completely separate from the new canon.
Yeah.
But you can write any kind of story.
I love when they do that. They take something we're familiar with and they put it and they drop it into that genre. They make it fit. It is a fantastic sort of thing. So I love when they do like a spy film or a caper film or something, a heist film. Those are fantastic because it doesn't require I don't know. It doesn't require that much of the special effects and fanciness or anything. That you can just tell your story, and the story stands out with those.
Yeah. And before we move on, just one more thing about Disney Plus. They seem to be coming out with a lot of information about the program and what it's going to be. I think really to get people excited, and they're succeeding. I think a lot of fans of Marvel and Star Wars and Disney in general are very excited for Disney Plus. It's going because it's going to be like a Netflix style thing. They're going to launch themselves cheaper than Netflix. That's what they're saying right now. So somewhere between $8 and $14 a month. But the difference is they're not just going to here's everything, right? And you know how Netflix, just everything's kind of there and you have to search for what you want.
Yeah.
What Disney Plus is going to do is they're actually segregating their shows into different pockets. So you log into Disney Plus, you're like, I want Star Wars. So you go to the Star Wars hub.
Or there's just a Star Wars a
Star Wars, just a Disney,
just a Marvel.
Just Marvel hub. And each of the hubs will actually be designed around that IP. Right? So there'll be a different interface for each hub based on that particular IP.
I love that, just so long as they're not charging you for each hub.
No. It's an all-in-one. It's just you log into Disney Plus, and then you enter the hub you want. So if you want the Cassian Andor show, you go into the Star Wars hub, and everything Star Wars is there. I think that's kind of brilliant. It's similar to the way they set up theme parks. They're essentially turning their Disney Plus into a theme park style thing. You go to the theme you want. If you want Marvel, go to Marvel.
I like that. I mean, Netflix has kids versus, regular stuff. So I love the fact that they're sort of separating. You're not stuck looking through everything you don't want to find.
Right.
When Leah watches Netflix, I don't want her having to look through, all of the thrillers and stuff like that. I want her to be able to just go to the kids one.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. It also it doesn't mess with my viewing stuff quite as much, because otherwise somebody is going to send somebody to my house at some point, because I watched Hill on with a House on Haunted Hill, and then Paw Patrol.
Right.
It's just this weird mix of extreme horror movies, makeover TV shows with Shannon that Shannon watches, and then kids shows. And
on Netflix you can have profiles.
Yes. Yeah, and the problem is Leah knows how to create those. So there is one that says Leah C for all of her kids stuff, and the other one is called Leah and Tico.
Interesting.
And she goes in she entered that. It was just named Profile 1. She entered Leah and Tico, and she changes the little icon all the time and everything like that. So she likes having that.
I like having the profiles because I make sure that anything I'm watching is the only thing there, and it keeps the suggestions more pure to what I would actually like. Well, before profiles, I'd get recommendations for stuff I'd never watch because of stuff the kids were watching.
Well, it's even worse if you're watching the same thing and they decide to watch ahead.
Exactly, right?
Because I honestly don't know. I honestly have no idea what episode I'm on. I just know I go click continue watching, and it'll bring me to the next one.
Right.
If somebody else watched 5 episodes without me, I can't remember which episode I was last on.
I hated that. I loved when they brought out profiles a few years ago. Before we move on, Doctor Who. Aria and I, big fans of Doctor Who, but we've got 5 episodes waiting for us. We finally watched the premiere of this year's new Doctor Who, of course, Jodie Whittaker playing Doctor, and it was really smart the way they did it. Someone kept calling her ma'am, and he's like, "Why are you calling me ma'am?" And they're like, "'Cause you're a woman." It's like, oh, well, look at that. So it's you have to remember that it was a male doctor who's now, regenerated into a woman and doesn't realize it yet. That he's now a woman.
This is the first, however many doctors, the first female doctor.
First female doctor, exactly. I really like Jodie Whittaker as a doctor so far. First episode, Aria and I keep saying Dorothy, but Dorothy doesn't watch Doctor Who. Aria and I found that she spoke really fast. She's a fast talker, so you really got to pay attention to her,
particularly with the accent. It is sometimes hard to keep up.
She was kind of Aria was saying, she's just all over the place. She's just moving fast, moving everywhere, like a zipping through, talking really fast, and you kind of got to pay attention to it. But I really enjoyed the episode, and I'm looking forward to watching more. So so far, I like her as the Doctor more than I did Peter Capaldi when he first started. Peter Capaldi, when he became the Doctor, I did not like him until his second season.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed most. I think I enjoyed most of the way through. Are you only one episode in so far?
I'm just one episode in.
Okay,
yeah.
so we're completely both at the same spot, because I've only watched one so far as well.
I haven't even been able to start Supernatural this season. Like, there's 5 episodes waiting for me there because I watch it with Area, and it's just coordinating time with Area to watch like a couple of hours a show. It just doesn't happen, you know.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Shannon and I. Like, we rewatch stuff that we've already seen. We don't watch new stuff because it.
Yeah.
I hate waiting. I want to watch that new stuff. I hate waiting till she has time to do it. So we just rewatch together.
Yeah, I'd like to go ahead without Area, but I just don't want to hear the end of it either. I don't want to hear it. So I wait. You know, it's not like it's going anywhere. It's there. It's waiting for us.
It's there. You can watch it.
I can watch it anytime I want.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much our TV talk. So we, of course, as usual, for the last several weeks, I love this. We're going to do some 7 degrees of translation. I love this game. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too. But today I was trying to find, and I had 3 different ones that I started and I went all the way through, and it translated back to the exact same thing.
I did the same thing. I think 2 or 3 of them I went through. And it came back I'm like, are you serious right now? I had to try multiple things. So it is a challenge finding one that actually translates to something else.
Yeah, so I did manage to get my 3, but it took me at least 6 tries on different things. So
all right, so why don't you start this week?
All right. So the genre is game.
It is a game. All right.
All right. I'm just dancing.
Just Dance?
Yeah. Listen,
what were
stretch a little bit after 5 or 6 tries. And I just my languages, by the way, were Dutch, Greek, Lithuanian, Polish, Swedish, and Turkish.
And then English.
Yeah, back to English.
Okay. Well, my first one, actually, my languages are Korean, Japanese, Norwegian, Russian, Greek, Icelandic, back to English. First one is a movie and a comic IP.
Movie and comic IP.
Okay.
All right.
Legal combination.
Legal
combination. If you get this, I'll be impressed, but it actually makes sense.
A legal combination.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised at how this one actually makes. In fact, all 3 of mine make sense.
All right, I'm going with Suicide Squad.
Justice League.
Justice.
Legal justice. Combination. A group of things is a league, right? It kind of makes sense. All right, what's your next one?
All right. Historic Park.
And this is a game?
This is game, movie.
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
That's 2 for 2. All right, here we go.
I don't know why I'm crossing them out. It's not like I'm going to use this sheet again later.
This is a game.
All right.
Compensation.
I want to say Payback, but that's not a game, is it?
It is a game. No. Payday is a game.
Oh.
Payback could be a movie. Mel Gibson movie.
Yes. Compensation.
I don't think you'll get this one, to be honest with you.
All right. Is it a single word?
It is a single word, and it is a series you know, and there is a new one coming. I'll give you that.
New one. Okay. Can we pause for a second while I do some internet searching?
No.
I'm just trying to think of what's coming soon. I got nothing.
I'll give you one more hint.
All right.
Neither of us are interested in playing the new one.
That doesn't help. There's a lot of things that I'm not interested in playing right now.
Fallout.
Oh, Fallout.
Compensation. Fallout. Kinda.
I guess Fallout would be the consequences, not compensation.
Yeah, I guess. But that came back as compensation, so.
And you did it as one word. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'd say that's 2 words. That's why.
Well, Fallout did translate to other languages as is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Because a nuclear fallout is one word.
Yeah.
In fact, when I hit Russian, the word nuclear was actually in the translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came back to compensation somehow.
Back to compensation.
All right. Blood Before Dawn. It is a game.
Yes. This is oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my head.
And I will tell you, this is a game you have played.
Yes, I know. Until Dawn. Rush of Blood.
Correct.
The VR one.
The VR.
As soon as you said it, I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah,
but I couldn't think of the
words.
Yes,
yeah,
I couldn't think of
the
Until
words
Dawn.
around in your head. That's what keeps happening to me. I'm trying to move all the words around.
Did I just get all 3 of yours?
Yeah, mine were pretty bad this week.
But that's wow, that's good. Okay.
Yes. We need people to start sending more of these in because
I would love for people to send. These are great. We love doing it. Yeah. Okay. This one I think you might be able to get. This is a game IP.
All right. I know games. Apparently.
Ready? Condition of Corruption.
Condition of Corruption.
This one totally makes sense.
Condition of Corruption. Again, I'm looking at the 3 games I actually own physically over on the shelf. Every time I'm like,
not going to help you.
Is it one of those? Condition of Corruption.
You're gonna kick yourself when you hear what it is.
All right, I've got Resident Evil running through my head. Gears of War. No, you did that last week. You're not going to do that one again.
This one totally makes sense. I'm giving you that hint. Condition of Corruption.
What is that game called?
Describe it.
It's the one with the parkour zombies. State of Decay.
Yes! You got it!
I had the word decay. I'm like, what game has the word decay in it?
That's it. See, that one totally makes sense, right?
That one does make sense.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Condition of Corruption, State of Decay.
Yeah, I'm like, corruption is decay. I'm like, okay, now I got to figure out what game has that. State of Decay. Okay, I got one. 1 for 40.
There you go. Awesome. So, listeners, viewers, if you've got some ideas for some of these, send them our way. Translate it 7 times. Of course, the 7th one is back into English. Send them to either of us privately. If you want me to guess it, send it to Tico and vice versa. And tell us what it is and what the translation is and what languages you use. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. We love these. So
these are fun.
Yeah, and if you enjoy listening to them, let us know that as well. Because I know some of you are probably trying to guess along with us. Like, the other day, I know there were several people yelling at you about Sea of Thieves.
Oh, yeah. I got texts.
Oh, yeah.
I got texts later in the day. It's like, how did you not get that? I'm like, yeah, I know, okay? My brain sometimes doesn't fully function.
So send us some of your own ideas. That would be awesome. I love this. This is so much fun. All right, let's get back to some couch co-op then, shall we?
No.
No, that's it? The show's over then?
I didn't know that was ever an option. You said, shall we? I was not aware I had that possibility, but I guess let's just do it.
I want to talk about gadgets for a little bit.
All right.
Because I'm a geek, I love gadgets, and we are, of course, the objectively memorable gadgeteers this week.
Yes, so we need to talk some gadgets to make that name fit.
I am so excited. Of course, everyone knows, was it 2 years ago, I guess it was a year ago. Just over a year ago, I got the Samsung Galaxy phone, my first Android device, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the Samsung Galaxy, and I think I'm going to stick with Samsung at least for the time being.
Yep.
And the other day, Samsung actually showed on stage an actual working foldable screen phone. So
I have seen some of these things. I've seen like some stuff like that, like that
this is the
coming.
First workable one where on the outside it looks like a standard phone, but then the whole thing opens up to a solid screen on the inside to double the size, like a little tablet on the inside, and it instantly changes. Like if you've got something open on the outside, and then you open it up on the inside, it's still there for you to work on.
Yeah.
And Google has announced that Android will work natively with this new foldable style phone. So that basically you've got the same size in your pocket, but it can open up into a tablet on the inside, and then you can dock up to like 3 apps and be working simultaneously in 3 different apps on this screen. That is like, I am so excited. It's good. Let me tell you, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not going to be a cheap thing. No. I will have one when,
This is exciting to me, though. I am like, I love this kind of like future tech. I am so fascinated with this, and I can't wait to actually see this, like, myself.
All right. Fine folks at Samsung, we're the guys you need testing this.
Right.
Saying.
That's right.
Send us each one. We will be happy
to
put it through its paces and to,
They said they are gearing up to go into production next year on this device.
Yeah.
Now, whether this is a Galaxy device or a new device of its own, I have no idea. No, nothing's been said that way.
Yeah, I'm just excited that the technology is expanding like this, or unfolding as it were.
Ooh, nicely done.
See?
Well played.
Yes.
Well played.
No, I'm glad that we are seeing innovations in these things. You've seen your phones, and it's like your phone got bigger, and then it got smaller, and then bigger again, and now I think they're back to going.
Well, now they're getting to the point where I think the size is good. Like, my Galaxy S8 Plus, I think, is a good size.
Yeah.
So I can get myself. There we go. You can see 2 of me right there. I think it's a good size. I like this size. It fits in my pocket great. I love the size. I think it's a 6-point-something screen. I don't think I'd want bigger, but having something that opens up to a bigger screen to use would be fantastic.
Yeah, like you want to watch a movie, you want it on a larger screen.
Yes.
You want to, like something like that. You want to set the thing up and have like one of those little keyboard thingies.
Possibly, yeah.
Like that. I like the idea. Like it's just fun. I mean, and this is gonna move into their tablet market as well.
Yeah.
I think I saw one, and I can't remember who it was. Last year they showed off some, one of a CES or something like that, a rollable one. Like it was like a.
I think Samsung is also working on the same technology using for the foldable screen can also be used in rollable screens, and that takes me to something I have been dreaming of for. It must have been since I was a teenager, and I cannot remember for the life of me the name of this show. It was an alien invasion show.
Yep.
Where the aliens came in peace to begin with, and you learn that maybe they're not so peaceful.
You're not talking about V, are you?
No, not V. I love V. It's not V.
Okay.
But this is a show where these devices they carried look like little tubes. But when they pulled the tube out, they actually opened it up like a scroll, and it was a screen. Right? They open it up, and it just unfolds out of this little tube, and there's your screen, and it's all touch screen or video conferencing. And this was like, I'm talking 20 years ago, this thing was on TV.
Sean, you just said when you were a teenager.
Yes.
There's no way you were a teenager 20 years ago.
I was. I'm only 47.
Yes. How old were
you?
Oh,
wait, 30 years ago. 30 years ago.
Okay, I'm doing the math. Like, I don't know why you seem to think 20 years ago you were a teenager still. Bad math, Sean. 30 years ago. So we're looking...
Sea of Thieves, Tico. Sea of Thieves, Tico.
Yeah, okay.
Sea
you
of
know
Thieves.
What? At least I did the math.
Sea of Thieves.
Basic math.
So, right. I can't remember the name of the show. It was like
I want the viewers and listeners to help us figure out what the show is, because now that's stuck in my head, and I don't care what your story is. I'm trying to think of this.
I think it had the name Earth in the title, to be honest with you. And I just... I cannot remember the name of the show. I'm going to look it up on IMDb while we're talking.
All right, so 1980.
It's
80s?
Oh my gosh, I don't.
And was it on Earth?
It was on Earth.
It was on Earth.
Yeah. I'm going to look up, see all results for Earth. This is not all results for Earth. Okay, more title matches. Thank you. In the 80s, nope. I could be wrong that it might not even have the word Earth in it.
Yeah.
See, there's also Earth 2, which is another show I loved. No, I'm not finding it. I don't remember what it was called, but it was definitely an alien invasion show back in the probably late 80s, early 90s, perhaps. So anyway, that had rollable screens, and so ever since I saw that, I've kind of been dreaming of that exact technology, and this is what they're talking about, that they can now do. I'm like, yes.
Right.
So
JJ is
it's not
JJ
Earth
is trying to guess here. It's not V. JJ,
No.
we already guessed V, and Earth C.
No.
Sounds like just two words that you slam together. That unless you're that's your 7 degrees of translation that you're trying to give us. And
No, that was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. Okay, I got one wrong. Okay.
Which Tico couldn't get.
I didn't get. Couldn't get. I couldn't get in the time frame that we were recording the show. And within that week, I couldn't get. Eventually, I would have come up with that.
Anyway, let's move on. We got 20 minutes left to talk about some games. Because I believe you played a bunch of games, and
I played some games.
In fact, Tico, you didn't just play games.
I pressed buttons.
You pressed buttons.
I did press buttons. So, well, I sort of pressed buttons. I pressed one button.
You still pressed buttons, my friend.
So, this is a game. I've played other games in the series. I've actually played, the original. So, Doodle God is the original game. So, this is Doodle God Crime City, and it is a I don't know how to describe this game. You get elements, and you match these elements up, and if you guess correctly as to what the two elements are, it's like, if you put a man and a woman together, it'll say you've created a child. And if you put
So now child is a new element?
And then child is a new element you can use to put with something else. If you create a tree, here, one of the things that I created a tree, and I think it was seeds and earth, and that gave me a tree. And I take tree and put those together, because if you rub two trees together, two sticks together, you get fire.
Fire. Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's stuff like that. So you have to do that to unlock all of the matches. 288 different elements in different groups that you can do, and some of them are,
So is this game literally just try to find all the matches and that's it?
Just try to find all the matches. They add a fun little crime city story. So as you find these guys, it shows them on this sort of diorama of a crime city. It's fun. I like these games.
The only objective here is to find every element.
Yes. Now they do have some story missions in here where it's your end goal is to do something. Like, for example, the first one is to rob the gas station. So you have to find the gas station, and then once you find the gas station, you have to create a gun, and then you have to create a robber. And you get a robber by like a person with and there's some of the things that are like personality traits too. So you create a person with bad upbringing or something like that, and that gives you a robber. And so you do that in order to try to solve these. The original Doodle God had a whole bunch of different scenarios trying to save Santa's workshop and stuff like that. I enjoy these games. It's mindless fun, and I pressed a button.
Yes,
mindless
is absolutely correct. This is very obviously a mobile game ported to the console.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, it does not make for good video.
No, you sent me this video this afternoon. I'm like, is there anything else here? And you're like, nope, that's it.
Yeah, because often, and to your defense there, I'll upload a video that maybe doesn't have all of the elements that we want to showcase, and so you're like, is there anything else? Often, what ends up happening is I end up in the menus for a lot of the video, and you're like, you sent me 4 minutes of a menu, And so that's obviously what you were thinking has happened when you saw this. You've just sent me a menu again. This is the game.
But no, you did. That's the game.
This is the game.
That's great. Well, more buttons you pressed. Of course, thank you to Warner Brothers. You got a review copy of the new Lego Harry Potter The Collection.
Collection.
So this is a remaster. So Harry Potter, you came out in two different.
Lego Harry Potter was years 1 through 4 and years 5 through 7, two separate games.
Yep.
That came out on the 360, PS3, and whatever Nintendo had at that point.
Yep, that's right. And now they've put them all together into one collection.
Yep.
And I guess remastered it.
I
mean, how do you remaster a Lego game?
It's Lego. It's a shiny Lego brick. I mean, it looks on par with Lego villains and stuff like that. Like the environments and everything like that look good. You do notice it's the old sort of controls. So like you can't hold down Y to pop up the whole menu. You have to like go into Hogwarts, not Hogwarts, Diagon Alley to go in and unlock all your characters. So you don't unlock them the way they do in all of the new games now. But it's really fun. I've actually finished the first game because it actually pops up on the screen and it's like play one game or the other. Like you have the box art for both and you have to select which one. It's not all remastered into one big title.
Okay.
So I've actually finished the first one. I'm going through and cleaning up, trying to collect some more characters and stuff like that. But I had fun going through it. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter stuff. I like the movies
and Lego.
Lego.
I love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And you're our resident Lego guy, so
yes, Lego's fun. I enjoyed this thoroughly as I do all Lego games, and it was fun to go back in because again I did play this on the 360 back in the day, so it was nice to see, how it held up, and it holds up well.
Well, that's good.
This is back in the day before the voice acting, so this was all like
I was gonna ask that. Yes,
yeah, this is all facial expressions and. Weird little skits in order to try to get the points across in the little cutscenes.
Earth Final Conflict.
That sounds made up, but I know I do remember that one.
That was the show. It was a Gene Roddenberry show. I'm sorry, I'm going back to television now because while you're talking, I was looking it up.
Yeah.
Earth Final Conflict, 1997 to 2002. Okay. So it was a little later than I remembered, but it's a Gene Roddenberry show, and that's why I started watching it. And they had those cool rollable devices, rollable screens.
Okay,
so I was right.
I don't think I ever watched it.
It had the word Earth in it. It was one of those shows I watched like the first season, and then I think it moved networks or moved times, and I lost track of it.
Yeah.
So I should try to find it and watch it again, see if it holds up. But that's where I had this dream of these rollable phones.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. Earth Final Conflict.
And Lego Harry Potter.
And Lego Harry Potter. Sorry. Oh.
But it is at a discounted rate, I believe, 49 Canadian, probably 39 US. I don't know for both Harry Potter games.
That's great. That's really good.
Deal.
Yep. And it's on the new and of course for you it's new achievements.
New achievement, and it's actually it doubles the regular achievement, so it is because it's two games.
It's 2,000. Nice.
2,000 gamer score.
Nice.
Which I always like when they do that.
Excellent. Awesome. So I also understand you did some dancing.
Yes.
Yes,
I did.
But you don't have video of you actually dancing, which is a real disappointment to me.
Nobody wants that. So
I think you're wrong.
I don't want that.
If you listeners, you viewers want to see him actually dancing to Just Dance 2019.
All right, I will make here's the thing.
Then you tell us. You tweet him.
No,
tell
not
him.
Not just tell. A donation has to be made to your extra life.
Any donation.
Donation of $10 or more, and you can request.
I'm gonna
footage of that.
If you really
what did I say? $10, $1,000 or more.
All it takes, folks. All it takes is one $10 donation, and Tika will have to film himself playing Just Dance.
Plus, they'll still get another game, won't they?
Yes, they will. $10, folks. That's all it takes.
All right. So Ubisoft was kind enough to send this over, and this was what I was interested in for the sole purpose. I have the Xbox One X, and I don't know where my converter thing is to connect my Kinect up.
Wait, there's a converter for Kinect?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a USB to connect plug-in thing. If you just got yours, didn't you? So
yeah.
You might actually be able to go onto the website and actually ask them to send you one for free.
Oh, cool. I might actually do that because I kept my Kinect.
Yeah, so I have one. It's somewhere in that mess over there that you can't see off camera, the off-camera mess. But when I was reading the press release on this, it mentioned that you could use the Just Dance app to play. So I'm like, well, that sounds quite interesting.
I think they introduced that last year.
Yeah, so like that sounds quite interesting. I thought that it was going to use the camera on my phone, and I'd set it up and jump around like an idiot. But it just you hold it in your hand, like you grab your phone and you hold it in your right hand, and it notes where your hand goes.
So it's based on the gyroscope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the only reason I've gotten more than like a half star on this, is because it doesn't actually have to watch me try to do these moves.
So yeah, but here's the thing though, with that, using it just in your hand, you don't even have to move. You can just move your arm, right?
And I did test that. I sat down. I just did that for a bit too, just to see if that did it, and it still got me 2.5 stars.
Jeez.
So you can do it. It's an interesting concept, and for people who really want to dance and stuff like that, they'll get up and they'll do the thing. But then if that's the case, you don't really even need the phone. Just dance along with the screen. I don't know, like it's not tracking anything other. I could put this thing, attach it to the dog, and have her run around the house, and I get
points. I guess the point is, with it, you can have multiple people. All they need is the app. Because with I think it might have been 2017, they introduced that where you could have like up to 100 people dancing as long as they have the app.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
Yes, it certainly does. So how did you do?
I got the worst I did was 3 stars out of
5.
5?
Is it 5? Oh, okay. Maybe 4. I don't know. I don't play Just Dance.
I have not played. I played this like ages and ages and ages ago. I've never really played it with the Kinect. I have seen it played. I'm not really a dancer. Believe it or not, I'm not as graceful as I seem.
Like I said, all it takes is $10 donation to Extra Life.
Everybody will know for sure.
You will have to film yourself dancing.
Yeah. For an extra $10, you can pick the song.
Oh, there you go.
So, it does have a wide variety of song choices. Obviously we saw the first song here was from Coco, which is... Of
course. You had to do that for your daughter, right?
It was actually the first one that just popped right up. I'm like, okay, well, that's a Disney one. It's recognized. I'm going to just do that one. And so I tried that. This is Snoop Dogg that I am... and it's weird because Snoop Dogg, and then you've got like guys dressed up in,
Egyptian something, yeah.
So, and then I'm scrolling through some of the other stuff. And I'm not sure how much longer this is to get to the next video, so I'm trying to stretch a little.
No, there is no other video after this.
Oh, you didn't get the third video?
No, I did not.
Oh. Well, the third video is the Pac-Man theme.
Oh, no! No, I didn't get that video.
Theme, and which is that was the one I was hoping that was going to be on here. So the Pac-Man theme, and it's like on the screen. You get 4 people dressed up, wearing a giant Pac-Man suit, and the other 3 are wearing ghost suits. That's
awesome.
And it is very odd. It's really just the Pac-Man music like sped up a little bit, but there are a lot of songs, and then they also have the Just Dance Unlimited, which you can subscribe to, which is it's free for 30 days when you first log in. I'm not sure what the actual cost is monthly after that, but it gives you a whole bunch of extra songs.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so JJ said you have to do video or he unsubscribes.
$10.
$10.
$10, JJ.
Or 20 if you want to choose the song.
Listen, I'm hoping that you don't have the money.
I do want to give an update on Extra Life now that we're talking about it.
Okay.
So, of course, I did my 25 hours last Saturday, made it through the entire 25 hours, and I maintain to this day that if you believe time is a constant, try playing video games for 25 hours straight. The last 4 hours of a 25-hour marathon lasts just as long as the first 21. I will tell you that.
Well, I logged on when you first started.
You did, and, yes.
You were playing, you were all happy, and I went to bed. I got up, I'm like, oh, Well, it's
Sean's
not quite
still
8.
playing.
It's not quite 8 yet. Let's check up on this. And it's just this is all I saw. Just blank look on your face. I could see your thumbs moving, so you were still awake. But that was it. That was the most energy you could expend was the thumbs.
So, as per almost every year since I've been doing this, I start with Assassin's Creed and I end with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
In fact, I think 3 years ago I did Assassin's Creed for the entire 25 hours. That was for Black Flag. Yeah. There was, and you know how much dialogue there is in Assassin's Creed when you're talking to someone. There was a few times when I would choose a dialogue tree, and then I'd be listening to the answer, and then all of a sudden, I'd open my eyes and like, oh, they're not talking anymore. Well, how long was I don't even remember closing my eyes.
Yeah, how long did I? Listen, it's better to do that when you're playing video games than when you're driving.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on that.
So what did you play during your
so I played
marathon?
I played some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Obviously, I started and ended it with that. I played some Call of Cthulhu. I got through some more chapters of that. It got to a point, I'm going to be honest, that I was not a fan of. It really got to a point, it's like, I don't want to play this anymore at this point. Because it was trying to, you had to escape a certain area. I get what they're doing, honestly. It's not a bad thing, but you have to escape this area in like almost like a stealth mode, but it's not a game built for stealth. So it was weird.
And sleep deprived is probably not easy to.
Well, this was earlier in the day. After that, I played some Red Dead Redemption 2 for a few hours.
Yeah. I have not been able to get back into that. I've sat down. I'm like, I'm going to play that. I'm like, but it feels like such a commitment, a mental commitment to sit down to actually.
It feels like a chore too.
Yeah, it is. It's it's a chore simulator. I think that might be the problem. But
okay, there's a couple of things that I've finally been able to put my finger on as to what's bothering me about this game. Beyond the controls, we talked I think last week or the week before about how complicated the controls are unnecessarily. Okay, in my opinion, what they've done with the controls could have been done in a much more simplified fashion. But I won't get into that. I think the controls are more complicated than they need to be. But here's my biggest problem. I don't care about the characters. I don't feel like the story is about me. I feel like I'm just a pawn in Dutch's story. Yeah. Right? So I'm not doing like in Red Dead Redemption, you were John Marston. It was his story right from the beginning. The game starts with him getting off the train with U.S. Marshals, right? And basically been given an ultimatum as stay straight or go back to jail. Yeah. It was your story right from the beginning. I don't feel like, as Arthur Morgan, I don't feel like it's his story that's being told. So I don't feel like I have a say in what's going on. It's just Dutch's story. Yeah. We're all following Dutch's orders.
Now, how far into are you in chapter 3 yet? Or
no.
Are you still...
No, I'm
and I have heard from people that they have said chapter 3 is where it opens up. And I will.
It's
I've
been
got some time off this week.
And hours though.
Oh yeah. I've got time next week, so I am going to sit down and I'm going to take the time to do it. And that's the problem is mentally I've just not had it's work and stuff like that. So I've not had the ability to really just sit down and I want to focus on this. It's either it's really late. You know how you don't want to watch like a really intensive TV show when it's really late and you're feeling a little tired. Yeah, that's the thing. I know I'm going to have to pay attention. I know I can't have any distractions while I do this, and I need to get myself into that mood in order to play it. It does not feel like it's pulling me back in like the last one did.
No, I absolutely agree with that statement. I don't feel like I'm more ready to go back into Assassin's Creed and keep playing than I am Red Dead. Because to me, Assassin's Creed is it's exciting. I want to keep doing this. I want to keep doing more. Red Dead doesn't keep me wanting to come back, and there's a few missions I've done already that just seemed like a chore just to do the mission. And it was like, I failed a mission like 4 times or 3 or 4 times during the stream because I couldn't get my horse to jump through this tiny little hole of a fence while chasing someone else, so it failed the mission, and I had to start it right from the beginning again. It was like, are you serious? I have to go through that whole thing again because I couldn't accurately get my horse to go through this tiny little hole in a fence?
Yeah, I know some of the GTA stuff has gotten me with that too, where the mission checkpoints are
too
unforgiving.
Far. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And this is no different that way. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it's just, it feels like a chore to play the game at this point. And JJ, who's watching us right now, he says, yes, chapter 3 is where the story and characters hooked him. Right?
Yeah. So,
but
I will give it into chapter 3. I'll keep playing and I will give it into chapter 3. I'm going to take some time this week to get that. So hopefully by next week I have some great news and tell you how fantastic it turns into.
I shouldn't have to play a game for 20 hours or more to finally get hooked on it, though.
No. I mean, that's the thing. They're banking on their reputation as a game maker to keep you interested long enough to get you into that stuff.
It's not enough.
If this was a new like a new studio that we aren't familiar with or anything like that, and you had to spend that much time to get into the game,
the ratings would have been tanked.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. The ratings are only so high right now for this game, much like we talked about it with Breath of the Wild. The ratings were so high for that game because it was Nintendo, because it was Zelda, because of nostalgia. This is no different. Red Dead Redemption was such a hugely popular, well-regarded game. Rockstar is a very well-regarded company that this game was already Game of the Year before it even released.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. It's anyway. After that, I played a new game called My Memory of Us, which is a game we saw at PAX East.
We did see that at PAX.
It's a side-scroller little puzzle story.
You showed off some video last week.
No, I started the game during Extra Life.
Did you?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I watched Extra Life. That's
what
I thought.
I played quite a lot of it in Extra Life. I felt like I was nearing the end of it. And then I literally got to a spot. I had no idea how to solve it. I got to where I needed to go, but then they couldn't reach the object they were supposed to get. And I'm like, but I didn't miss anything. I'm not, what am I missing? I don't know. But I played it for a couple hours. Really, really enjoyed it. Narrated by Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
which is awesome. But yeah, it's a little side scroller. A little boy and a girl friends during this like a war. It's almost like a World War II story, although it is a fake war. It's wars with robots, and it also it deals with discrimination and racism, and it's just how these two kids get through. One kid they have different abilities, so you can switch between the two to use their abilities. Really well done, really great story. Loved playing it, and the puzzles are, some of them can be challenging, like seriously challenging puzzles. So I really enjoyed that. Played that right till like probably after midnight. Our friend Glenn Buss was with me for hours, probably till almost 1 o'clock in the morning. He actually stayed on as I was playing this game, and we were figuring things out together. So it was a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah,
and then I played some Starlink as well during the day, and Spider-Man. So I played through some more Spider-Man, and then of course I ended the whole thing with Assassin's Creed. So far, Tico, I have currently at my current limit, unless it's changed. I was before I came home today, I was at $2,740 raised.
Wow.
If I can raise $60 more to $2,800, I will have raised 10 times the amount I did my first year in 2010.
That is fantastic.
I raised $280 in 2010, and I would love it if I could finish this year at 10 times that amount.
Yeah.
That was like it's been a great, fantastic. I love the support of our listeners, our viewers. Thank you everybody for helping. I still have games to give away, so go check it out.
There's still some really good stuff on that list as well.
Oh yeah, Life is Strange 2, the complete season. And all it takes now is a $10 donation, and you can choose that game. I've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider. As far as I'm aware, it's the Croft edition for $10 on Steam. Yeah. That's the Croft edition. That's $120 worth. I've got Life is Strange for PS4 and Steam left over, like the complete season 2. I've got Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I got 1 copy left for Steam. So and all it takes is $10 at this point, and you can choose one of those games. For every $10 you donate, grab a game. I think that's pretty much it. There's a few things. PAX East tickets went on sale this week, and I think they're almost sold out.
Yeah.
You and I are working on trying to find a place to stay. Not sure where that is right now.
Yeah.
Because we were hoping because here's the thing. Our friend Brian has let us stay at his place for the last, oh my gosh, I think I've stayed with Brian for 6 years now, which is amazing. I was hoping to kind of I planned PAX East 2019 to be my last year. It's been 10 years.
It's been
so I kind of wanted to go out in style. I wanted to maybe get a hotel close by and just do something different. You know what I mean? I went on to the hotel site the day the tickets went on sale, and practically every hotel was already sold out. It was like, what? Are you serious right now? And then the hotels that we could find were going to cost something like $1,200 US for 4 nights.
Yeah, we don't have U.S. type money. We're not one of those fancy podcasts where we actually get paid for this stuff.
No. So we'll see what happens next year, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got a few months to try to sort and figure it out, and we'll keep planning until then.
And we will keep Brian in mind yet again.
Yes, although I mean, don't want to put him out. I know he's been generous and kind with us, so we don't want to put him out anymore.
Well, Brian's also taking care of his mother right now too. So
yes,
I don't want to intrude, and it's just not fair to him or them. So, but I do appreciate Brian for everything he's done for us over the years.
Yes, absolutely.
But that is pretty much it for episode number 308 of the OMG Hour. Check us out on YouTube if you don't already. If you're just listening to the podcast, that is at youtube.com/OMG Nexus. And you can follow me everywhere as Ziantane, and that is XIANTAYNE.
All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. Send us your 7 degrees of translation at those things. DM us. Obviously, if you send it as just a tweet, then
I will see the answers. That's right.
Yeah, so direct message. That's how that works. You can follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour, and we want you to like and subscribe and all of the things, comments,
all the stuff.
And
thanks,
if there's
JJ.
a thumbs up button, click it.
Absolutely.
And up.
And
now you can finish.
All right, JJ, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be back again next week with another show. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.